So, Draig is a weird one because it's like obviously we've got great athletes, great coaches, great technical information within the team, but it's made up of a collection of athletes. It's headed up by myself, my brother, Joshua Williams, and then Chris Reese. We've also got an MMA side. Obviously, we'll stick to jiu-jitsu. We've got the likes of Jamie Dix, who's a brown belt under my brother. We've got Tom Barry, who's a brown belt under myself. Ashley Bendel, black belt female. We've got various athletes and good level guys. And basically, through lockdown, we said for a while now that we wanted to make our team more cohesive and have a more team feel. In previous years before this, we've always had competition success within the UK and various platforms. But I feel like it's always been, the team's been a bit me-centric. They've been a bit more focused on me. So I think people were going out their way to try and make me happy with the training. And they always wanted me to do what I wanted to do. And I felt like it did serve its purpose to some extent for some things we did. But for other things it did, we didn't grow everyone else. We didn't funnel everyone else upwards. It felt like I was trying to steam forward, and the team wouldn't really elevate in the same time or same speed, And in lockdown, we were like, look, let's just make it about everyone. Let's make it about every competitor, every person. Every single individual matters on the mats. And the training will be consistent. The training will be scheduled. We won't do if Ash has got EBI coming up, we'll just do EBI rounds. Because what if everyone else has got IBJF coming up or sub only? So we started doing we just train for the team. So for example, when trials came around, I was actually still doing gi twice a week. I was doing gi twice a week, no gi twice a week. So we actually train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We train 4 days a week for 2 hours a piece. If we're not competing on the weekend, we'll also train Saturday. We'll have Friday, Sunday off, and then we'll lift twice or 3 times a week, depending if we've got competition. Which I think is ample training, by the way. You see these people you see so many people Michael Musmecki, drills for 12 hours a day. Surely diminishing returns in that. There's got to be a point where diminishing returns you cannot progress the 12 hours a day. Do you mean if you put in 12 hours a day and you should be getting back on real results? And obviously Michael Musmecki is one of the best athletes in the world for sure. He's incredible, but he probably would still be incredible if he just trained 2 hours a day. It's the truth. That's what I personally believe. We'll never know because I don't think he'll do that. I think he just loves jiu-jitsu. Nothing wrong with that as well. Nothing wrong with just loving a sport that you want to do it so much, But I don't think the 12 hours a day is necessary. Our training team's smart. We train hard. We try to balance our contact through the week. So we discussed about the fact that obviously, we train, you can spar every day in this sport. Does that mean you should be doing 10 5s every day, competitively? Probably not, because longevity in the sport matters as well. You got some purple belts coming through that want to win the British Open or Euros, Pans, whatever. They can win whatever they want to win. But the truth is, white, blue, purple, brown, it's all about XP. We're gaining, we're building. So they get the black belt, they get the pro shows, and they start competing, and those are the dubs that matter. Those are the wins that you want to get. But your body needs to make it there. Your body needs to make it to that point. So we've really scaled back how much we spar, 100%. We do a lot of active drilling. We do a lot of flow wrestling. We love to flow wrestle. We love to move around each other, work with each other, push and vibe with each other. One of the things that we concentrate on is that the atmosphere is good at all times. We try to actually try to do a team event maybe every 2 to 3 weeks. We try to go do something as a team where we all just go down to a waterfall and jump in, or whether we we went down the beach. Anywhere we can go, we'll just go as a team, go have some fun, go for barbecue, we'll just go have some fun. Do you know what I mean? Because, for example, we actually went out for a few drinks last weekend. I didn't have many, just because it's 6 weeks out from off ADCC. But the guys had a good time, and it was nice. It was nice to see everyone smiling, laughing, and enjoying each other's company. Because when you gel as a team like that, then on and off the mats, you trust each other much more. You can spar much harder with each other. You can work together much better, and that's what I think over the last year we've done. We've created an environment where people actually want to be in that environment. If you go guys, then we'll go for food after training. A lot of guys will be like, yeah, come on, 100%, let's go and spend more time together. Everyone enjoys each other's company, which I think is a big deal within a team. Everyone's part of our team, you know, like all the coaches, all the guys on the mat. I wouldn't say we're just coaches, just athletes. Like we've got a very strong leadership position within the gym in terms of we'll all compete. Every single one. Actually, in our team, if we actually went by who had the most matches this year and who actually put themselves on the line the most this year, it would actually be primarily our brown and black belts. As in, we'd have more matches at the higher echelon of our team than we would with the lower guys, because we believe by leading by example. And I'll say all the time, like people ask me, like, why do you go compete against purple belts? You know, like why would I go out and compete in grappling industries or all stars, which are local tournaments, against purple, brown, even blue belts sometimes? I'm like, why wouldn't I though? Why would I be scared to go compete and put myself on the line? If I get smeared, I'd actually just be happy for the other guy. And if I lost in a local tournament against a purple belt, I would say, do you know what, bro? Well done. Just enjoy your 5 minutes in the sun. If you enjoy that and like have a great time, you can always be the guy. You can not be that guy that beat me. That's no stress, you know. Because when I want to go win a tournament, like ADCC trials or Pans, Euros, Polaris, then I put everything into it, you know, and it matters to me. I go out there, but I don't want my team to view me as someone who's afraid to put myself on the line. I want them to see me as somebody who's willing to go out there and lose in front of them. You know, I actually lost to Ellis Younger last year in the British Absolute Nogi final. And my whole team were there. 30 guys stayed till the end of the day to watch me compete in the last match of the day because we were going for the team trophy. And he actually submitted me. And it's the first time I've been submitted in like 5 years. And I just got up and I was like, he's good, eh? Fair play to him. Credit's due. I know else works hard. And I know it works hard. Like, why would I sit there as if like, oh, I can't believe this just happened? I go into every match knowing that's a possible outcome. You know, I understand that losing is part of the game, it's part of the sport. And I need my team to see that as well. Because I can't have a purple belt go out and compete and be scared of losing. You can't be afraid to lose. How do you perform when you're afraid to lose? I say this all the time about UFC athletes. How do you go out there and perform when if you win, you get twice your pay? Do you know what I mean? So some of the lower guys on that card, that's the difference between like how many times they got to fight in a year, whether they even make a profit from the match. Because between the camp expenses, flying your corner out, purse, you know, management fees and everything else, that fighter might have actually just broke even in a UFC fight, you know? So how do you go and actually perform knowing that if you lose, it's not just affecting your career, but financially you can't actually afford that to happen to you. So I say to my guys all the time, like you can't be afraid to go out there and just put yourself on the line and lose, you know? Like I shared when I shared it when Alice Progress put a reel up about Alice submitting me, and everyone's commenting on it, like this is unbelievable. What most of those people don't actually know is I submitted Alice not 3 hours earlier, like in our first match of the day. I submitted Alice 3 hours earlier, and I didn't feel the need to post that. I didn't need to feel a comment on it. I actually just shared Alice's post and said, "Fair play, man. Alice's been working hard. He's a good guy. He deserves the win." You know, like you don't need to show. You don't need to put it out there that you got to prove that you're unbeatable. Everyone wants to see people lose, you know, and I'm happy to keep putting myself on the chopping block. And if I lose, cool, because you think it's going to deter me, it won't. I lose tomorrow and I'll compete the next day. I mean, it wouldn't bother me. So like, a loss would not make me not want to compete. If anything, it actually make me want to compete more, because I've got like a winner's mentality. You know, I wouldn't go out to the next match and be like, oh man, I don't want to taste defeat again. I'm not focusing on defeat. I'm focusing on victory. I'm focusing on I'm going to be the person who's going to win. You know, you can't sit around all day thinking about what if they do this, what if they do that, if it wasn't yourself. And that's what I try to instill in my team. You know, I try to tell them like, I'm willing to go out there and lose to anyone. So you guys should be too. People always ask me, how do you get so good so fast? I'm like, you're mistaken. I just got good over a seriously long amount of time. You know, I'm probably like 1,000 jiu-jitsu matches in, and I've lost a lot. You know, people always go like, oh man, it must be good winning all the time. I've lost. I understand what it's like to lose. At white belt, I got tortured my first 3-4 tournaments. You know, I didn't get a win. you know, black belt, I was 50-50 record for my first 2 years. I could have quit. You know, I could have stopped there. I could have been like, ah, man, like, I can't see this going anywhere. But it was, for me, it was never like, again, it was never an if, it was just a when. I was going to compound, I was going to become a good level athlete and a good competitor, but it was just going to take the time that was required. And I tell my pro team all the time, the only thing you want to do is you want to get there. You want to get to the point that just before you're about to take off. Because it's going to happen to everyone. Everyone one day, if they put a consistent work in, it will take off. But most people quit just there. They quit just before it's about to go, because all they see is how much hard work they're putting in and how much they're not getting back. And I always think, don't think about how much you're not getting back, think about how much more you can keep putting in. You keep investing in it, you keep investing in yourself, and have that faith, and have the confidence, and it will come back. It will 100%. You know, and that's what we're trying to make or instill in our team.